When we look at early tools and foundational learning, they share a common expectation. They asked the user to take the pieces apart, study the mechanics, and put them back together. The goal was to build mastery over the physical world. You couldn't successfully operate these machines or solve early equations without knowing the underlying logic. You had to learn the syntax. You had to memorize the order of operations. That difficulty was intentional. The friction of figuring out how something worked was the exact mechanism that taught you how to think for yourself. Look at the tools we use today. We treat the removal of that friction as an unquestioned good. When a process is smoothed out for maximum convenience, you stop solving problems. Instead, you synchronize with a menu of predetermined choices. You pick from options someone else designed. Producing compliant operators instead of competent creators is the exact outcome these systems are designed to achieve. Look at the design of this heavy machinery. The controls on older industrial equipment required deep, specific literacy. The operator had to constantly calculate load, resistance, and momentum. Compare that to modern throttles marked only with pictures of a turtle and a rabbit. We replace domain-specific knowledge with universal symbols. We see the exact same design language in point-of-sale registers. The interface requires no mathematical synthesis from the person standing behind the counter. A business can pull from a massive labor pool because the worker is immediately replaceable. When an interface optimizes for anyone at all to use it, it actively trains the operator not to use their own judgment. Early personal computers operated on a similar principle of exposed logic. The user sat at a physical keyboard and engaged with an open architecture. You were expected to write basic code, modify your environment, and actively direct the machine. This is a close-up of an early microprocessor's internal circuitry. To upgrade a system, you had to physically navigate architecture like this, managing modular components, memory limitations, and hardware compatibility. Now look at modern consumer hardware. The file system is hidden. The keyboard is gone. We are handed a single button on a flat pane of glass, designed entirely for the consumption of pre-rendered media. Calling a locked-down media terminal a computer disguises a major shift. The user is no longer a creator with agency. They are a consumer. Language functions the same way. It requires the struggle of selecting words, organizing syntax, and making deliberate rhetorical choices to accurately map your thoughts onto reality. But when an artificial intelligence layer smooths out your sentences, it removes passive voice and corrects grammar without ever explaining why. You don't have to understand the underlying rules. When you let a system rewrite your sentence, you are letting it make an ideological choice. If you don't know the grammar, you cannot audit the edit, and you cannot defend your original intent. You end up producing perfectly legible, institutional text without actually understanding what you just said. It is semantic ventriloquism. Whether it is a tractor throttle, a cash register, or a word processor, the target is exactly the same. The system systematically severs your ability to synthesize complex information. We call these tools large language models. Language is how humans model the world. When you hand the modeling of language over to a surrogate, you are outsourcing your grip on reality itself. The system runs flawlessly without requiring our understanding. We stop being the operators of our technology and become its products. There is no central committee planning this deskilling. It is just the automated, self-perpetuating pursuit of frictionless efficiency. True autonomy requires rejecting convenience. It requires returning to the messy, difficult friction of actually understanding how your world works. The choice is entirely up to you. Accept the comfortable, invisible strings of automated compliance, or reclaim the difficult mechanics of independent thought.